Whale watching in Japan is on the rise, even as commercial hunts are set to resume. New data shows Japanese citizens prefer whale watching to whale meat.
Here's a summary of the article.
Japan's whale watching industry emerged during the 1980s but has been gaining momentum in recent years. According to IFAW, Japan's whale watching industry generated some $8 million in 2015, an amount the organization believes has been growing by 20% a year. A 2012 poll by IFAW showed that 88% of Japanese hadn't bought whale meat the year before, and in 2014, the Japan Times reported that consumption of whale meat amounted to no more than 1 ounce per person per year. Eric Hoyt, a researcher with Whale and Dolphin Conservation, a UK-based non-profit, and an advisor to the Japan Whale and Dolphin Watching Council, an organization of whale-watching tour operators established in 2014, says whale meat doesn't fit in very well with the modern Japanese sensibility. It's not necessarily because Japanese are morally opposed to whaling or eating whale, he says. Even though demand for whale meat is low, Japan continues to subsidize the whaling industry, and according to the Japanese conservation organization Aruka and Kujira Action Network, whale meat stockpiles continue to grow, despite attempts to auction them off. Even as Japan has withdrawn from the IWC, Ramage says, the government is acknowledging the growing Japanese interest in whale watching by offering financial incentives to operators as a way to boost ecotourism earnings. Further growth of whale watching is questionable, according to Masao Amano, a marine mammalogy professor at Nagasaki University and advisor to the Japan Whale and Dolphin Watching Council.
This post received a score of 47,622, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I thought I saw a whale once, but it might have just been a fluke.
A whale once bit my sister.
We apologize for the fault in the subtitles. Those responsible have been sacked.
Flashing screen with new subtitles and fun soundtrack ensues.
6 people in the audience have seizures because there wasn't any warning. Last time I watched that movie I wondered how many seizures it caused.
Certainly not an emus.
Whale meat is actually not popular here at all. Whale hunting is all politics.
How is it connected to politics?
The right-wing nationalists love it as a classic Japanese cultural tradition.
I heard that if whale meat weren't a required part of school lunches, there would be virtually no market for it. Sounds like the whaling industry in Japan is basically subsidized by the government.
Making something a staple in a school cafeteria seems like a good way to get students to dislike it.
You joke, but Japanese cafeterias are pretty good.
It's almost as if when public services are properly funded, they aren't complete trash.
It is more about doing things in good faith. America is definitely paying enough for nice things, just there are just too many assholes in politics who live to sabotage good things so they can argue that it doesn't work.
America isn't paying enough, that's the problem. Just look at teacher salaries for starters. Where I live, teaching can be an actual career that keeps you above the poverty line.
This isn't resulting in good education outcomes, in part because school administrations are bloated and vacuum up a lot of that money. Schools also continue to be funded by local property taxes, so poor areas get worse schools. The best American schools are some of the best in the world, but our worst schools are not very good. All the school admins of the nearby districts teamed up to try fucking over the teachers.
The Japanese don't really eat whale meat. This is 100% a case of the whaling companies lobbying politicians to make it into a nationalist case when it isn't. The only people you'll find in Japan who are pro-whaling are the equivalents of idiot Trump supporter nationalists and sushi chefs. Source: lived in Japan.
Am Japanese, can confirm. It's the government wanting to keep this ancient tradition alive. They are even forcing schools and hospitals to take on the whale meat because no one buys it.
Another Japanese chiming in and can confirm. I wonder how many whale industry insiders benefit from whaling. Maybe like 80 ppl? I have no idea why Japanese government is so headstrong in this matter.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.